the start.
My glasses were a little messy.
How are we doing? Hello, everybody. Hello.
Welcome. Hi. Hello. Welcome.
This is Defunct, which I saw somebody play during Summer Games Done Quick. Never played it myself.
Yep.
I'm probably terrible at it. Whatever. It's fine. Everything's good.
What we needed was something that looked a little mindless, because there is a whole shitload of Comic-Con to talk about.
But Stranger Things.
I've heard really great things about the Stranger Things show, Rich.
Did you watch any of Stranger Things?
I didn't watch even a little bit of it.
It's the one thing I would actually like to talk about. Now I gotta talk about a bunch of fucking superhero shit, which I am now officially sick of.
The problem is, I showed my wife Lisa the trailer for Stranger Things. And she goes, "Oh yeah, I would like to watch that with you." And you know, when you're a couple, there are some shows that you watch together. And so I've been waiting for us to have a moment to watch it together, and our schedules haven't really synced up, so we haven't had a chance to watch it.
All right, so what do you want to talk about with the Comic-Con shit?
There's so much Comic-Con to talk about. I didn't go to Comic-Con this year. I didn't either. You know what we can start with? Just some general...
You don't have to go to Comic-Con anymore.
Well, DC has released all of their Comic-Con stuff online immediately. Right after the panel, everything's online. Marvel has chosen to withhold all of their trailers from Comic-Con, and I think that's the smart decision.
Right trigger to gravitize.
Ooh, gravitize.
Gravitizing downhill will increase your speed, while gravitating uphill will slow you down.
Oh.
So only hit that when you're going downhill, okay?
Gravitizing in the air will make you go faster.
Okay.
Great.
Oh.
Whoa. Well, this looks cool.
Yeah.
In any case, I think it's... Oh, you probably wanted to go off.
Yeah, I probably want to go off the jump.
I think does Marvel 100% benefits from withholding trailers. One, because now they're not caught in DC's competition, right? DC, released Justice League, they released a whole bunch of shit, and now Marvel doesn't have to fight. They can release it all this upcoming week, and there's no competition for news, right?
Right.
Two, they're making it relevant to go to Comic-Con. Oop. And now you're just kind of stuck. Press back to respawn. And so it's like for DC fans, there was no real point in going to Comic-Con. You could have watched all that stuff just an hour after the panel, right? And so I think Marvel's trying to hold on to that there's a purpose to coming to Comic-Con thing.
There isn't.
There isn't.
Just give us the information about the shit we're supposed to consume.
But see, that's what E3 has become, is just give us the shit, right?
Yeah, that's all we want.
But I think Marvel's still trying to make it the event.
Well, why do we need why can't I jump this? Oh, maybe there's a...
You have to do it in air, remember?
I was.
Oh.
I think there's probably an actual jump too I need to do. Okay.
Oh, okay. So...
Like there's 350 million people at least in this country.
Yeah.
What? A few thousand go to Comic-Con? It's got to be special for them. Fuck them. Why are you special? You live near San Diego. Fuck off.
Yeah. No.
Just tell us about the shit we need to consume.
Huh.
All right, now what, jackass?
What did it say?
I don't know.
Were you not reading? Hold B to use your broken engine.
Okay.
So. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, so Rich, let's just go down the list. Let's go down the. Should we talk about some stuff that you don't necessarily care about first?
Sure.
Let's talk about Wonder Woman.
So all of the things. We need to talk about all of the things.
So Luke Cage.
Uh-huh.
Using some classic Wu-Tang in the trailer.
He's gonna beat people up. It sure looks like a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Feels a little bit like Daredevil. It's not Daredevil.
It feels a little bit like he's in dark hallways.
Dark hallways, gritty look, beating people up. Got it. Got it.
But yeah. Yeah, no.
Luke Cage is going to be gritty. There's going to be a lot of dark hallways. There's going to be lots of criminals up. Got it.
Yep.
I got it.
I do wonder, you know, like a problem. Oh my, OMG, Rich is a sexist. Why? For not liking? Oh, Rich, did you forget to Can you go to OBS for a second?
The keyboard's over there.
Oh, I think we forgot to do something.
Do what?
Change the name of the game we're playing.
Oh.
Hold on, everybody. Thank you for reminding me. Dupe and dupe and dupe. What is this game called?
Defunct.
Defunct? Like funked?
Yeah.
Like,
For the record,
what
Jack hasn't seen it, and I can't talk about it in detail while Jack is changing this.
How do you spell
I like Stranger Things.
like that?
I have some issues with it I'd like to talk about. In general, I think I blame Stephen King for this because it's very much based on Stephen King's works. It's very, very poorly paced at times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's Stephen King. Is that how, am I spelling this correctly?
I'm 90% sure. I'm not like an expert on this game, Jack. Why don't you click on Steam real quick and you can see for sure.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just get this to about where I want it to be. Defunct.
But I do not at all
Right.
regret Stranger Things. I'd love to have a conversation about whether or not the inevitable second season should be an entirely new story or not. I'd like to have that conversation.
I would love to have that conversation with you as well, Rich.
I'd like to discuss the implications behind some of the things that happened in the ending. I'd love to talk about all these things. I'd love to have just a nice, meaty conversation. But Luke Cage sure punches guys.
I didn't have time.
Wonder Woman sure punches people.
Rich is really upset because, you know, I had time to watch a lot of the Comic-Con stuff. But, you know, those videos are 30 seconds to 2-minute videos. Those are easy to digest, whereas Stranger Things is a whole thing. That's ours.
I know.
I know you're being jokey.
I am being jokey. I am being jokey. You're not a prick. You're not a prick because you haven't seen Stranger Things.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it. We will talk about Stranger Things. I will talk to the wife. I will have a good old conversation. Just this guy, you know, says, I feel you on Stranger Things. My wife and I watched 2 episodes a night, 4 days in a row. Not mad, just disappointed. But let's not talk about comics, though. Those are dumb. Rich was great on review. Oh, that's right. You were just on Mad Max 2, right?
The Road Warrior.
The Road Warrior. That's great.
Which I don't call Mad Max 2. I call the Road Warrior. I think the Road Warrior is a much cooler name.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, where am I bringing this key? Sorry, I thought this is all just straight away. You go forward. I didn't know I was gonna have to be like looking for the next area I'm supposed to go to.
Oh, that's all right.
But that's okay.
I did. I sent a suggestion of mine to Jay for a review.
Yeah.
And he didn't get back to me.
What was your suggestion?
I don't know if I want to say it.
All right, don't say it then.
I won't say it just because, like, if Jay's like, that's the stupidest idea ever, which I assume him not getting back to me is him saying it's the stupidest idea ever. But but I gave him a suggestion that I thought was worthy of a discussion. That it's a movie that a lot of people are not talking about recently, and I think more people should be.
It's not Blind Fury, is it?
It's not Blind Fury. I've never seen Blind Fury.
Damn it.
That's Blind Fury is your deal.
And it's awesome.
Spoilers, yes, you're right. It's Supergirl. It's we already did something on Supergirl. I can.
It'd be redundant.
It would be redundant. It would just be me more talking about my love of Supergirl.
This is weird because I really just want to like hold down on the gas.
Right.
But that's not what this game does.
Hopefully cleverly, you know. No, my idea is not for a comedy. I've talked too much already. But in any case, Comic-Con. A lot of Comic-Con. We got and then, you know, right when I got here, I was like, oh, Rich, we should watch some of the things I haven't watched.
And I'm sorry I was being a jerk, sarcastically.
I know. I understand that you were joking.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I heard there was a Defenders teaser. We should watch that. And it's literally just the people's names and then Defenders. That was the stupidest. Like, why even have that? Why even have the video that just says the Defenders coming soon?
Punisher's not on the team. My care level has dropped by 50%.
Yeah, but with how popular he was, he'll probably show up.
Sure.
He'll probably show up. He's getting his own show. Also, he's not really a team player. Let's be honest about the Punisher.
I know.
Which is kind of why you want him on the team.
He is getting his own show, right?
He is getting his own show.
Was there a teaser for that?
Yeah.
I'm sure lots of dark hallways and beating people up, but you know what? The Punisher's just a fun character.
Well, it'll be dark hallways and shooting people.
The dark hallways and shooting people.
Right.
I'm down with that.
So many hallways. Look, hallways exist in real life. That's okay.
No, the Luke Cage trailer does not look horrible. I was just being an asshole. I can't say I'm super excited
For Luke Cage.
I do find it interesting that it looks like they have gotten rid of the hero for hire aspect. I saw no implications that Luke Cage is a mercenary anymore.
Right. Well, and that's where he got to start with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, Heroes for Hire, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of a bro comedy using old at the point movie exploitation movie tropes, right? Kung fu and blaxploitation, that was their things. Oh Jesus!
Is there no way back up? I'm assuming there's no way back up. Yeah.
Oh, you just had to?
I'm assuming. I wonder if you could. I wonder if maybe there's an achievement for that. You beat the story. You don't get knocked out of the ship.
You win the game. That was the speed run. Is that the speed run you said?
No. No.
Mercenary equals bad. Yeah, mercenary does have a negative connotation to it.
A black superhero can't just be a superhero. He's got to want money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, but to counter that, what we're going to have is here like another capeless street level superhero cleaning up the same neighborhood of New York, and it's like
the mercenary aspect is kind of what would make it different.
Right.
But
we already have two shows. Well, I guess one show dealing with that, and another show that hopefully will deal with that. But you know, Daredevil is already doing the low rent superhero cleaning up 4 square blocks of New York.
There's a lot of blocks of New York. Shit.
Oh shit. It's not the same neighborhood. You're right. It's 4 different blocks of New York. It's Harlem instead of Hell's Kitchen.
Nope.
I don't think you're supposed to go that way.
I gotta land on that blue thing.
You think?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna try it 3 more times.
Okay. I think you got to not go for that thing. That would be my instinct. Oh, nice. A bouncy. Blink.
Nope.
So yeah, I mean, obviously we'll see. We have no idea what the show is going to be about, what the season is going to be about. I'm going to watch it because I've been happy with all of the Netflix-produced Marvel stuff. So we get a little teaser of Iron Fist, who's another hero that I don't necessarily care about. Really? Oh, no.
Nope.
In the water. David Tennant and Jessica Jones made that season. The Purple Man. David Tennant was a great villain. After the first couple episodes, you know, he's not in it, and I was getting a little shaky on Jessica Jones, and then he shows up, and so then
the Purple Man.
The Purple Man.
So he disappears after a while?
Huh? No, I'm saying he's not in the first couple. Have you not seen Jessica Jones yet?
No.
Oh, okay. He's not in the first.
I've seen the first episode.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, and you know he's not in the first episode, and I don't think he's in the second episode either. But once he shows up is when the show starts kicking off.
Well, he's in flashbacks in the first episode.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it. Netflix does have some good villains. I agree. I like the Kingpin. I like the Purple Man. I know Punisher wasn't really a villain, but he was a fun foil. The Hand. Was not the greatest. The Hand, you know.
I haven't seen Daredevil season 2. I've seen the first half, like third maybe.
Oh.
Half.
Okay.
I meant to get around to finishing it. I never did. But
you know, it's like they're ninjas.
yeah.
So, you know, they're kind of meant to be generic.
I had like the first episode or two of Elektra, and I liked it.
I ended up not liking her as a character, but
Yeah, she's great.
well, you haven't seen the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I saw, it was fine.
Sure, she starts out all right. She does not end well. I don't believe. And I had a big problem. Nope. I had a little bit of a problem with how that season ended. In general. No spoilers. It's not like I don't like ninjas. I just think ninjas are pretty generic.
Ninjas are awesome. Yeah, no, ninjas are awesome. I'm fucking sorry. All right, I think there's a cave to my right.
Yes, David Tennant is awesome in Broadchurch. And if you guys have Netflix, you can watch both seasons of Broadchurch, which is a David Tennant detective show.
Whoop.
And it's great. It's super fantastic and good all around. It's about a small town called Broadchurch, a small British town. They got a mystery. They got a mystery to solve. Oi. We got a mystery to solve, Rich.
You're offending everybody.
I am offending every single one of our British fans because I am doing a very poor accent. A little Michael Caine. Oh, look at that tree.
Didn't they get upset the last time we did English UK accents?
Yeah, they don't. I mean, we can't do them right.
No. I think that's what makes it funny, though.
Yeah. The Riddle of Steel says, first time I'm catching you live in a long time. What is this?
It's called Defunct. I have no idea what the fuck it is. I saw people playing it at Summer Games Done Quick. It looked neat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it. And we'll talk about the fucking Comic-Con shit.
Yeah, it looks like a fun game that you can kind of do mindlessly. Also, my favorite black superhero is Black Vulcan, especially in Harvey Birdman. First of all, Harvey Birdman's a great show. So, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. I love that show. I don't know who the Black Vulcan is. I'm sorry. Tired and Sad says the Justice League sizzle reel went overboard with Wheaton-esque quips. The Wonder Woman trailer was surprisingly good, though. I really like the Wonder Woman trailer. That got me excited to watch the Wonder Woman movie.
Now, you want to talk about Wonder Woman? I thought we were going to the Justice League. Okay, Wonder Woman.
Let's do Wonder Woman first. I feel like we might have more to say about Justice League.
It looks like all the other... visually, it looks the same as all of the other DC movies.
Yes.
Exactly the same. It looks exactly like Man of Steel. It looks exactly like Batman vs. Superman. It looks exactly like the trailer for the Justice League.
Ooh, nice get.
Everything is stylized the exact same way, which I think makes it weird.
I think it looked like we're going to get a little more color in Wonder Woman. Her outfit wasn't those muted tones that we saw even in Dawn of Justice. But I do think that look is what WB is what Warner Brothers is kind of banking on to differentiate themselves from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, but it's a very distinct look, and it's distracting.
Yeah, I think it sucks. I agree. But, you know, for their marketing department, they need to make sure that people know that these movies are not Marvel movies.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe looks like a movie that takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. All these DC trailers look like the same hyper-stylized Superman movie again and again and again.
Yeah, I agree. But the trailer looks fun. It looks like there's going to be some bitchin' action. Some bitchin' action. And no, that is not a sexist remark. I mean bitchin' as an awesome.
It's like you can't do a Sin City Cinematic Universe and they all look the same. It's not a look that works for that.
Yeah. That's a very hilarious and accurate point, Rich. Oh my God. What are these guys?
I don't know, but they're stealing all of my things, I think.
Oh, are they thing stealers? Get out of here, thing stealers.
Oh God, I just want like a dedicated gas button. That's all I really want.
Oh God.
I said magnetized. I thought maybe that's metal and maybe I can jump up it. Apparently I cannot.
Oh.
Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? I don't know what's going on.
There.
There we go.
You can magnetize in the blue, maybe?
I would assume.
Nope. Oh, okay.
Apparently, yes. Oh
Okay,
my god,
great.
that's... I want to throw up. Can I throw up?
Do it towards the camera, but away from the equipment.
Oh my god, that gave me a headache.
Any movie you won't see based off of the Comic-Con trailer? Yeah, the Justice League. Unless I think
Are you done talking about Wonder Woman?
it looks good. I don't care about Wonder Woman. I don't know anything about Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
I have probably seen, like, the most I know about Wonder Woman is from the old TV show. I've probably seen a few episodes of those. That's it. That's all my knowledge of Wonder Woman. And the comics I've read that sucked, that I hated. I hated all of the comics I've read of Wonder Woman. Oh, that's a glitch. That's a bug right there.
All right. Where am I going and why am I going there?
I don't know. But the movie got me excited to see, or the trailer got me excited to see the movie. It looks like it's fun. I like the setting. You know what? I think I'm ready for some more World War I setting. I feel like we don't I feel like we don't get a lot of World War I.
World War I's fairly boring. A lot of trench warfare.
Yeah. There could be some good stories in there.
You really need some blitzkrieging to be exciting.
Yeah, you know what? I like World War I. I like they still had like mounted cavalry in World War I. Like they still had guys on horses fighting tanks, and that's fun. That's a fun visual, don't you think?
World War II has, and this is horrible because it was real, but the Nazis are just the coolest villain.
They're the greatest enemy.
They're very clearly evil.
Yes.
There's no real gray area with the Nazis.
Yes, I agree. But
And the technology was starting to get modern.
yeah.
You had like machine guns and fun things like that, and the horrible weapons of death.
Horrible weapons.
But in terms of fiction, you can have some fun World War II battles as opposed to your more bayonet-y, horsey World War I battles.
I like that. I like World War I had that mixture of old school battles with modern technology, and just so much death because no one was expecting the modern technology. I feel like we don't get enough World War I.
If you're writing an adventure story, you know what the wonderful thing about a Nazi is?
What?
You can do anything to a Nazi, and your audience doesn't have to feel bad about it. Like, the hero can take a knife, and he can fucking scalp a Nazi's face off. And the audience is gonna go, yeah! You can't do that with a World War I German soldier.
You are correct.
You can beat a Nazi's jaw off with a baseball bat and piss down his throat, and it's gonna get cheers.
You are correct. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here, Rich, and say that Wonder Woman isn't going for that lop off a Nazi throat and piss down his neck kind of feel.
Okay. I'm just making a point.
It's a fair point, but I think World War I as a setting is overlooked a lot for the flashier stuff, for the easier stuff.
It's been eclipsed by World War II.
It's been eclipsed
which
by
is
World War II.
the more interesting war for fictional purposes, because the Nazis are great fucking villains, and for historic purposes, because we're still feeling the fucking after effects of World War II.
Is it more interesting?
You had the fucking bomb and the whole Middle East situation.
That was a whole
that all
thing.
Came out of the end of World War II.
That's a whole thing. Was it a more interesting war, or is it an easier war to write?
Both. It's both.
World War II had better graphics. Like, crazy.
World War III is going to be very dull because it's going to be over extremely quick.
World War III?
World War II is
God.
unequivocally the best war.
Unless World War III happens in like 20 years, and then it'll all be drones. Did you ever see what was that Bruce Willis Everyone Has a Drone Avatar movie? Did you ever see that?
No. I don't know where I'm going, by the way.
Nah, just roll around. It's fine.
Yeah, I think you're right. By the way, what's so wrong about drones? People always poo-poo drones. Like, oh, drones. Oh, they're using drones. Yeah, soldiers don't have to die.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah, oh no, I think generally speaking,
combat shouldn't be fair. I mean, it's fucking war.
I agree.
As long as we have the drones, I don't give a shit.
I think most people's complaints with drones is because you are so separate from the action, your intel might not be the best. But as long as we got good intel, fucking yeah, use whatever drones you want.
Okay, those blue things speed me up, which is good to know. Whoa, fuck, I hit a thing. I'm alive.
Nice. You did not die. Drones are rude. You're right, the off switch. That was a great speech in that Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles. Remember when Leonardo was talking about a fair fight?
Oh, yeah.
They beat me and it was a fair fight. Well, did you lose? That's all that matters. Who cares if it's a fair fight?
Splinter's words of wisdom.
Yeah, Splinter's words of wisdom. So Tired and Sad, the other thing with the Justice League movie. So we're done talking about Wonder Woman now. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I hope I can understand what she's saying in this movie.
They're very desperate to make Aquaman cool.
Oh,
and it's never going to work.
Christ.
It's absolutely never going to work.
Aquaman will never, ever be cool. Even if he's a giant, muscly badass who drinks liquor straight out the bottle, he's still a dude that swims fast.
Well, he talks to fish.
Oh, and he talks to fish, too. And yes, there were the little jokes during the trailer because they want to try to make it an adventure movie like all the Marvel movies, and tonally it's not going to work, just like in Batman vs. Superman.
Why? What is it about the Justice League where they just seem silly together?
Like, I don't
Like, in a way, the Avengers don't. The Avengers, they're a natural fit. And I know the Justice League has been a thing for 70 years.
Yeah.
But I can't help but see those particular characters together in a group, and they feel cartoonish. Why are they cartoonish? And the Avengers are not.
There's a very simple answer to that is because they're based off of fucking cartoons.
But the Avengers are too.
The Avengers are too. And I know there's a ton of tips, and I swear I will get to them. We're talking about the Justice League.
Oh, well, that's not a thing I can crash through. Totally look like it.
Maybe you need more speed or...
I mean, you know what? I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. And that's fine.
Those purple things blow stuff up. But they feel cartoony, and the Avengers don't. Part of that is the filmmaking. The Avengers take place in the real world. They fight in New York City, right? Mm-hmm. They fight in places that we know, and that lends them a certain credibility. Also, the filmmakers have made their characters very relatable. Something that maybe the filmmakers of the Justice Leagues might not be doing. You know, I think it's hard to be relatable to a fucking alien that can't die, and a billionaire who beats up criminals in his spare time, and the daughter of Zeus.
Did you talk about the promotional image while I was doing this?
I have not.
Finish your thought.
So in any case, I think their characters are generally not as relatable, so then you don't really think about them as being humanized.
Okay.
And whereas the Avengers are humans who live in the real world, and the filmmakers have done a good job of humanizing them.
And you're saying that takes away from some of the silliness of it all?
And that takes away from some of the silliness of it all. And the Avengers has kind of a free spirit adventure tone, right?
Yeah.
And so your mind is almost ready for silliness. And so your expectations, their characters, the world they live in, all of these things are why they seem less cartoony.
But the silliness stands out more when everything looks like a dark and brooding funeral.
I saw that. So there's a promotional image, and I saw one of my favorite.
Oh, Flash, we better stop sorrow.
We have to stop this giant
Run real
star.
fast around that giant starfish.
It's a giant starfish that floats in the sky.
Aquaman, summon a whale.
So where was I? So there's that promotional image, and someone cut out Job from the Magicians Guild with "We demand to be taken seriously" and put him in front of there. It's one of my favorite things I saw. But then they released this promotional image of the Justice League, and it's got the Flash in the outfit, it's got the Aquaman with the trident, it's got Wonder Woman, it's got Batman, it's got Superman. Oh wait, it's got Superman. Wasn't he supposed to be dead?
Like, everyone knew he was gonna come back, but I mean, you killed him in the last movie. Why did you even bother? You're not even gonna pretend? You're not even gonna pretend it meant anything.
That's the thing. Just if it doesn't mean anything, if you're already promoting that he's alive in the fucking poster, is it going to be a big deal in the movie? Is that going to be like a big reveal moment? We fucking know he's on the poster. We know he's alive. Fuck you. Fuck you.
There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. They're terrible at their jobs, and they're going to make garbage, and there's going to be those awful DC fanboys that will say, you stop sucking on Marvel's dick. DC movies deserve a place too. And it's like, they're just bad fucking movies.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing. Rich, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Oh, that looked like fun.
It was.
He died. He just also right, and they had that little teaser thing. Spoiler alert for the end of Dawn of Justice. They had that little like coffin shake thing. When he died in the movie, every single person in that theater knew he wasn't going to stay dead because
it's the first fucking movie of their universe.
Exactly, and so it was a dumb thing to put in the first place. But at least give your audience some credibility. Like, make it a big deal that he's coming back. Don't put him on the poster. Fuck. Sorry, I've missed a ton of tips. I will get there. Let's see here. Evening, folks. From this time, it's Lupus. The actress who played Jessica Jones was in Veronica Mars as this super preppy bimbo. And I just cannot unsee that now.
That's
sorry. Funny. That's really funny. Also, the overall grim, dark atmosphere is a huge turnoff for me. Of Jessica Jones, I think it's quality. That's a quality story. Finish it. The first, it was rough for me for the first, 3 episodes, I want to say. But then by the time you get to episode 4, it is fantastic. Once David Tennant's there.
Go finish.
Well, once David Tennant is a mainstay, it's really fantastic.
I really enjoyed the comics. But at this point, I just think I'm bored of all things superhero.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. They're everywhere.
I'm done. It's been how long since fucking Iron Man came out?
A long time.
16 years of this shit?
But I like it. I give it a strong recommendation. Really, really fantastic. Let's see here. Anonymous says, how much of a tip do you to get you to tell us what movie you suggested to Jay? No, I want to hold it in because I think it's more fun if you just see the new episode and then see the title. It's more fun that way. So I'm not gonna tell you what movie I suggested to Jay, and in case he makes fun of me for suggesting that movie, I don't want to.
Chat saying 8 years. It feels like 16.
Iron Man was 2000. Wait. Iron Man was not 2000. Iron Man did not come out.
Spider-Man was 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it together.
I know it hasn't been that long, but
Iron Man came out in 2008. Same with The Dark Knight, is what they're saying. Whoa, grinding rails, Rich. Let's see here. Lloyd Beat says, Have you seen Star Trek Beyond?
No, not yet. I'll probably see it with Karen when she's up here next week. She's coming up here next week for good.
Great. Hey, nice. That's great. Tell me when you're going to go see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it too. I have not seen it either because I had a busy weekend. I had a busy weekend not watching Stranger Things. So just at home watching anything else but Stranger Things. Lloyd Beats says it's dog shit wrapped in vomit dipped in diarrhea. I could not believe how unbelievably awful it was. Star Trek Beyond. I have heard people say it's good. I have also heard people say it's bad, and I've also heard people say it's kind of eh. So that's all I got for you.
Okay.
I know nothing. The first movie I enjoyed. I thought it was just fine, except for a couple too many wink nods. The second movie I thought was horrible.
I hear McCoy actually has something to do in this one.
Oh, that could be fun.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Well, why put a ramp there, you fuckers?
The Riddle of Steel says Black Vulcan is the black electricity-powered superhero who constantly insists his name is just Vulcan, but all the white characters keep calling him Black Vulcan in Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law.
No, that's great.
I love Harvey Birdman.
That's great.
Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law. I fucking love that movie. That TV show. Have you seen that?
I have to watch it, apparently.
Oh my god, it's so great. Early Adult Swim show, you know.
They did some good stuff early on.
They did some great stuff. I fucking love Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. Gobbledygook says, if you guys are talking about World War I, can you comment on Battlefield 1? It's a video game. There's also... I've never played...
World War I's apparently Jack's pet thing here.
Oh, no. I was just thinking... and you know what? This all started with Battlefield 1. I've seen some promotional material for Battlefield 1. I've never played any of the Battlefield games, so I don't really care about it. But it looked like a really interesting setting. And then I was watching a video, and some guy was commenting on all the stuff that's going to be in Battlefield 1. And I said, oh, this is some stuff that I don't see very often. Maybe some horses versus tanks. That's neat. I think that's neat. I don't know if Battlefield 1's going to be any good, but I think it's a setting that is underused.
All right, you'd love this, Jack, because I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Also, Gobbledygook says there's also a lot of Wonder Woman stuff in DC Universe Online for the PS4, and it's free, you fucks. Thanks, Gobbledygooks. From Only Child, hi, Jack. If you like World War I, you should read the book By the Blood of Heroes. It's an alternate history zombie steampunk book and is amazing.
Makes me think. First thing I think of when I hear zombie steampunk is World War I.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. There's a zombie Red Baron. What? Hold on, I'm writing that down. That sounds like it could be interesting. What is it called again? By the Blood of Heroes. Let me write that down in my little write things down thing. I am so fucking hot. I rode my bike here today, and that was probably a mistake. It was 96 degrees out when I left.
This game is very likely to make me motion sick.
The Blood of Heroes. Great. Thank you for the recommendation. Aimless Corsair says, although I agree with Rich that World War II can be more fun, however, I'd argue World War I is also very interesting due to it being just a massive political clusterfuck and trench warfare being so horrible.
Yeah, there was no good reason for World War I.
It was the war to end all wars, Rich.
Except it totally didn't.
Except for it failed horribly at ending all wars. Oh. Whoa. Nice. Cheesing it.
I think it's I don't know. It's fine.
Wow.
Oh, I hated doing that.
The Real Van says, Jack, you should check out the Hardcore History podcast. There's a 6-part series on World War I called Blueprint for the Apocalypse. And talks about all the ways Rich is incredibly wrong about World War I.
Yeah, bite me.
The Hardcore History. Okay, I'm writing that down. Hardcore History.
Sorry, I don't like your pet war.
World War I podcast. Thank you for the recommendation.
Rich doesn't like World War I. He thinks World
Rich
War
hates
II
World
is better.
War I. Rich only loves Nazis. The Blue.
You fucker. You
are the one who said Nazis are cool.
Because I hate them.
You're right.
They're cool because I hate them. Please make that clear.
Rich hates Nazis. Nazis are the perfect villain.
You know these people spread this shit around.
I know. Nazis are the perfect villain, Rich. They're horrible monsters, and they all wear the same uniform. So you know they're horrible monsters, and you can see them from great distances. The Blue Blaze says, hi, guys. Would you mind plugging the Vine Sauce charity stream? They're raising money for PCRF for the rest of tonight. Just tell them to go to vinesauce.com and donate. I would really appreciate it. Well, you
donate that thing to that charity.
Yeah, go to vinesauce.com. And they're doing something for charity.
It's the first I've heard of it.
I guess. That's well, hey, you know what? You tipped us, you gave us some money, so now give them some money. It's great. Lord Belmont says the Nazis were terrible, needless to say. But regular German soldiers were victims too. World War I was a complete atrocity. Despite that, looking forward to Battlefield 1, you and drones save lives. Drones do save lives.
Yeah.
They save soldiers' lives. Absolutely.
I'm pro drone.
Yeah, I'm pro drone. I'm down with the sickness. The Off Switch says World War II was like Fury Road, the Road Warrior. Both are excellent wars, but World War II just kind of makes World War I redundant.
Oh, does that go fast, Juice?
Also expect a poorly thought out reboot soon.
Oh, it is.
Oh my God!
All right, so what was that comment? I got distracted when I discovered this blue water makes you go really fast,
Whoa! Look at that shit.
as opposed to the other water, which just drowns you.
Right? Whoa!
Holy shit!
Well, that's cool. I think they were just making a joke that World War I was like the unexciting sequel, or World War II was the unexciting sequel to World War I. That was the joke. Let's see here. Tired and Sad says Joss Whedon once mentioned that Batman doesn't belong in the Justice League because he is a Marvel character, a grounded human hero, in a group of demigods like Superman and Wonder Woman.
Batman is not a grounded human hero. Batman is a iconic kind of Boba Fett badass.
Because of the fans, Batman is this iconic Boba Fett badass. Batman can beat anyone with enough preparation time. Is a thing I absolutely hate as a comic book fan.
Even with superpowers, Spider-Man is a more realistic character than Batman.
Absolutely.
I don't know that Batman's psychology makes much sense. I don't know that Batman ever could happen, despite the fact that he doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's a complete and utter sociopath.
You could take 100,000 billionaires,
Okay.
Billionaire children, make them orphans. 0% of them would become anything even remotely resembling Batman. You'd probably have like 99% would just like turn to alcohol and partying.
Yep.
And drowning their sorrows.
Sure.
Whole host of mental problems.
You'd probably have some doing the thing that Batman should be doing, which is giving back to the community.
Yeah. He's a rich billionaire. He's also the best athlete that's ever existed. He's also the most genius-y genius that's ever existed.
He's a detective.
And he's the best at deducing that has ever deduced. He's fucking Neil Breen. Batman is Neil Breen.
Before we knew what Breen was, Batman was him.
Batman is not a real person in any way.
No.
He shuns his human identity, and he identifies with the superhero iconic persona.
Yes. Yeah, no.
He's totally not a Marvel character.
Oh, God, no. No, because Marvel characters have lives outside of being heroes that actually make them interesting heroes.
They also have flaws.
Yes.
Batman's just a flaw. Beat up anybody. He's Batman. No, he's totally not a Marvel hero. That is the most incorrect thing I've ever heard.
Who someone suggested that I read Moon Knight. Have you ever read Moon Knight?
Yeah, Moon Knight is basically
Batman in the Marvel universe.
Batman in the Marvel universe.
Have you ever read it?
He's one of the least popular characters because he's not really a great Marvel character.
Well, there you go. That's all that you need to know. Telegon says, Jack and Rich, with Sony and Warner Brothers films tanking, do you think there will be a collapse in the film industry and Disney will have a monopoly on the market? The film industry is already collapsing. Everyone knows this.
You'll probably just see a change.
What we're going to get is something better. We're going to get a bunch more low-budget stuff made by people who care about making it, come directly to video on demand where everyone's watching it anyway. There will still be a few big studios putting out big movies in theaters, but the theater movie, the big blockbuster, is dying. And I think we should be okay with that.
Is it dying?
Huh?
Is it dying? They seem to be making their money back.
I suppose maybe the big blockbusters aren't dying. Just every other movie is dying.
Even Ghostbusters is going to break even.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I think they know what they're doing. Because Hollywood isn't run by artists. Hollywood is run by bean counters.
Right.
They care about making a profit. They're gonna at least break even. Most of these, even these failures.
Ghostbusters
just because the global market is so huge.
Yeah, but Ghostbusters didn't get released in China because of the ghost thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
what? The next movie will.
So what? Cost $150 million to make.
Sure.
140 to 156, whatever the range is, about 150 million.
Yeah. And then you put in an equal amount into advertising.
They didn't put an equal amount in advertising.
They fucking did. The Ghostbusters was fucking everywhere.
No.
Ghostbusters was everywhere.
No. Yeah, you know where it was?
Huh.
Product tie-ins that they got money for. Twinkie licenses. High C licenses.
That helped pay for the movie, absolutely.
Angry articles on Salon.com about how misogynists don't like Ghostbusters.
We'll get there,
they didn't pay for that.
Oh, they didn't pay for that, no.
They didn't I'm going to say they hardly spent anything on the fucking advertising.
The rule
what did it cost them to release the trailer on their own YouTube channel? I'm going to say that the advertising for this, relatively speaking, next to nothing.
No, the rule of thumb for any major movie is they spent almost the budget on advertising.
Where do they spend them? Where?
TV spots.
I don't watch much
you don't
TV.
Watch TV, right?
Were there many for the Ghostbusters?
Of course, they're everywhere. TV spots, posters, spots here. Like, you get your celebrity on this, you do get your celebrity on that. No, they're everywhere.
It's a drop in the bucket. Drop in the fucking bucket. Especially when, like, T-shirts and licenses. That's all advertising, and it's all advertising they're making money off of.
I don't know.
Toys that are being sold, they're making money off of that. So the advertising, I'm going to say fairly low. So $150 million to spend it. Some advertising... Not that much in the grand scheme of things.
Rich is absolutely wrong on
this. Opening weekend, what was it, like 46 million?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll get to 100 million domestic.
Maybe. Then add on some DVD sales, which will be
foreign, which is going to be really low for this one because of China, but they're still going to make 30 million overseas. So you got 130. And then you're going to have, DVDs and Netflix and streaming. Mm-hmm. They're going to make the money back. They're going to break even. They're not gangbusters. They're not going to be, we're raking in all this money. But they're not going broke on that.
2 weeks in.
Is it enough to break even? Is the question. Not saying it's a spectacular success. It's not a success by any means. So it's not a, wow, this is impressive. No.
So production budget, I'll give you some numbers here.
Yeah.
Production budget, I'm on Box Office Mojo right now. Production budget was $144 million.
Yeah.
Let's be conservative, right? And let's just round up to $200 million. Let's say they spent $60 million on advertising.
Sure.
I think they spent way more.
No.
But let's just round up to $200 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's way more. Total worldwide gross is $122 million.
I know in general they spend a lot on adverts. Yes. I don't think they did for this. I don't think they did. I don't think they had to.
This was a huge movie for them.
I have a feeling that once the trailer got its horrible reaction, they took their foot off the gas with advertising money.
That you have no idea how business people work.
I think
they then spent more money on advertising.
I think people, you just want this movie to fail. They want to believe this movie is a complete failure. It is a failure, but it's not they're losing money on it failure. It's not the kind of profit margin that would make them happy. They're not happy about it.
So let's say we're saying conservatively they spent $200 million.
Yes.
So far worldwide they've made $120 million.
They're on the road. They're on the road to make it back. Then
they're on the road to make it back, and with DVD sales, they'll probably maybe break even-ish.
Then how am I wrong?
Because you don't run a business by breaking even. You run a business by making a profit.
Yeah, but they're going to make others. They're going to make other movies that aren't going to do as bad.
Yes, but this was a big one.
What I'm saying is, even the movies that we think are horrible flops,
they're
not taking a loss on that. Obviously, something like the Lone Ranger, that was probably a pretty big loss. What was the Mars one? Chronicles of
The Mars one?
The
The Martian? No, that made money.
The Fantasy Mars one with the Conan-like guy.
Oh, John, not John Wick, John.
Yeah. I can't fucking remember. Even though, that was John Carter.
John Carter, thank
you,
you, Tiberius Kirk.
That was a bomb. They're gonna that's something you lose money on. But I think in general, these superhero films, even the ones that are lukewarm, then when you do get the hit, you win big.
Of course. I
don't think this model is going to go away anytime soon.
Ghostbusters should have been Ghostbusters Sony was counting on to be a big hit.
Yeah.
I think there are movies they take risks on, and I think in their head Ghostbusters should have been a big hit. They were expecting money from Ghostbusters, and they might not get it.
Right.
That's a big loss. So to bring it all around, I still think we will see the big blockbusters in theaters. But I think everything else is coming to video on demand. I think theaters are going to start to be what stages used to be. They're going to become a small niche market.
As long as shit like Star Wars comes along every now and then and makes $1 billion, these studios are still going to gamble with that $200 million. I'm making $1 billion. All right, it did work. We broke even. But hey, maybe we would have made $1 billion. maybe next time we'll find a property that will make $1 billion.
But like breaking even is death to them. You're talking about people who employ thousands of people with giant salaries.
I'm not saying they're happy about it. I'm saying as long as the potential is there, they will make $1 billion. They'll probably keep trying.
All right. We're done talking about Ghostbusters now. The chat is asking us to stop talking about Ghostbusters now.
Well, we're really not.
Well, we're just talking about, like, in general, how it works, or how we think it works. We obviously have no idea. Blue! That's neat.
All right.
I like it.
This game is making me borderline motion sick.
Do you want me to play for a little
Yeah.
bit? Can you not look at it? You read the chat. You read the chat, and I'll. So is it just the trigger? Just the trigger when you're going downhill?
Trigger when you go downhill. You go down faster once you hit the trigger when you're in the air. B is like a slow little motor.
Okay.
A is jump. And Y is the magnet boots.
Okay. I'll figure this out. Okay, so where were we? Justice League. We were talking about the Justice League movie. The Justice League trailer. Aquaman sucks. That's where we were.
Well, nobody is ever going to make Aquaman cool. It's just never going to happen.
They tried. They got the fucking king of the horse people, this giant bulking badass.
Can you ride those blue glowy like lines, those ropes?
Maybe. I'm trying to look. Oh, there it is. I'm looking for. I assume there was another one to hit. There's another one over here. And they turned him into a hard drinking son of a bitch, and still no one is going to care. B. Still no one is going to care about Aquaman. Here's my problem right off the bat.
Yeah.
Barry Allen.
Yeah.
As people know, I am in general a fan of the Flash TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really fun. I think it's kind of dorky, kind of cheesy, kind of corny, but I think they play it right. Here, whoa, their Flash is kind of funny, kind of cheesy, kind of corny.
Mm-hmm.
And the Flash is this popular show right now, and their Flash is very similar to the show Flash. And isn't that kind of a kick in the nuts to the show?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're thinking.
Isn't that kind of a kick in the nuts to all the fans who watch the show?
Since they're so desperate to build a cinematic universe, it seems like a really dumb not to include the TV Flash, which is somewhat successful.
Right.
But hey, it's their money. It's their failed cinematic universe. If I were the producers of the Flash TV show,
yeah,
I would just be happy
that you're not going to fail.
That you're not going to go down with this ship. Because then the cinematic universe crashes and they want to reboot it. What the fuck does TV show Flash do? Does it have like a Crisis on Infinite Universes?
They're already doing fucking Flashpoint.
Are they?
Yeah.
In the TV show?
Yeah, and I'm so over it already. Fuck. How do I get?
Why does DC like actively hate continuity? Not that Marvel loves it anymore.
It's the inherent problem with comic books, which is it's a long form medium. And so different writers are going to take over and want to change the characters in different ways, and different editorial staff is going to want to change the characters in different ways, and everyone's going to fuck around with the thing that you like. And why are they fucking around with it? Just to fuck around with it.
Where am I looking? I'm looking away from this TV because this game was really, literally, it's starting to make me motion sick.
That's a real shame, Rich. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do this thing here, but I don't know exactly how to get up here.
Chad, I was not a fan of Valiant comics back in the day. I'd read a few of them. I kind of regret that now. I should have given Valiant a chance in hindsight. Now that I kind of read about the Valiant universe years after the fact, I probably would have enjoyed it.
The new Valiant's really good. I really recommend it.
Because I'm actually a big fan of Jim Shooter. I know, he's an editor, but he was in charge of some tight continuities. That Jim Shooter.
I am really digging the Valiant that I've been reading lately. Harbinger, the new Harbinger, is just fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got that like Comixology Unlimited thing, I've been able to read. Oh, fuck you! I've been able to read a whole bunch of that. I actually now I've had to buy books because they scammed me into buying books. Didn't scam me. That was part of their business model, I'm sure. Jesus Christ, Rich, don't look at the screen.
I'm not. I'm deliberately not looking at the screen. That's why I turned myself the other way.
Because some fast shit is going down. Oh, I get it. I get what I'm supposed to do here. Now I got to get this thing going. Harbinger's great. I'm not done reading Tips, by the way. I did not catch up fully reading Tips. If you would like to.
Oh, sure. Where did you leave off?
Oh, God, no fucking idea.
Oh, my God, no fucking idea, huh?
Yep.
Well, that's bad.
I'm no help to you, Rich. I'm very sorry.
Well, I remember this regular soldiers were victims, too. For World War I, World War II.
Oh, okay.
Did you read this one? World War II was like Fury Road to Road Warrior. Did you read that one?
That was you should read that one, though. I think that one was for you.
Okay, the Off Switch says, World War II was like Fury Road to Road Warrior. Both are excellent wars, but World War II just kind of makes World War I redundant. Also expect a poorly thought of reboot soon. Thought out. Out. I'm assuming out was what was meant. I think there's just a U missing. He didn't mean thought odd.
I thought maybe he's Canadian.
For a second I thought maybe he meant of, but didn't make sense in the context of everything.
It was thought out.
Oot. Thought oot.
Rich, it was thought out.
Okay, we read that one. Collapse of the film industry. Okay. Oh, okay, I think that might be the last one we actually did because we talked about that for a while.
Oh, good.
The Riddle of Steel says, do you think Rich would enjoy Jessica Jones and Purple Man because of the hypnosis? Callbacks. JK, I love Rich.
Callbacks.
It's terrible. That's terrible. I don't think what he does is hypnosis. I think it's just flat out mind control.
Yeah.
So
I get your callback, though.
I get it. You're a prick. Poke Alex in the eye. Says, Jack.
Yes, I'm Jack.
Filmmaking opinion.
Okay.
Would a dark and depressing tone in a Superman movie work better if it starts to become more colorful and upbeat after Superman reveals himself, or is that too on the nose?
Well, there's nothing wrong with being fucking on the nose. You just, if you're going to be on the nose, just don't pretend like you're being subtle, like fucking Zack Snyder. That's what Zack Snyder is. Zack Snyder likes to pretend he's being artsy and creative when he's just being on the nose. No, that would be fine. That would anything. Like Superman he shouldn't be dark and gritty. He's fucking Superman.
Juicy Shackmeat, I'm just not reading that. Go fuck yourself.
There you go. That's fine. Now I'm kind of interested. Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Wee.
Deacon, I can't read that name. Deacon Twitch says, "Hi guys,
Hi.
Greetings from Brazil.
Hello.
Have you seen any Brazilian movie or music? I think City of God is the most popular BR movie, Brazil, in USA. Great movie, love your work. Thank you very much. Not specifically, at least not anything I'm aware is Brazilian specifically. I haven't even seen the movie Brazil, which isn't Brazilian. So but I'm an uncultured swine.
I kind of love that though, Rich. I haven't even seen Brazil, which has nothing to do with Brazil. That's great.
Schweb says, "While I agree that Marvel makes better films than DC, I feel Marvel makes passable action movies that will be forgotten in time. Do you think any of the Marvel movies will be considered classic?" I consider Iron Man a classic, but not for the action. For the technology developing stuff is all very interesting, and he's a very interesting character. But yeah, you might be right about that. They're good action films, though. They'll be remembered as good action films. Maybe not as anything special for the most part.
You know, it'll because it's so big, it'll be a footnote.
I mean, Winter Soldier, that's a damn good action film.
That's a damn good action film. Whoa. Where are we going? This way. Damn fine action film, Rich. Damn fine action film. You know, it'll be remembered for its footnote of like, hey, remember that one time where comic book movies were fucking everywhere?
Well, will you remember many individual Marvel movies? Or will it just be remembered as, do you remember that era when they made nothing but superhero movies?
Oh, sure. Maybe. But maybe that's what they're going for.
Well, any of the individuals, because the Marvel movies all have a similar feel. 20 years down the road, will any of them be remembered specifically? Will they stand out? Or will it just be that era?
Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe just that era, but maybe that's what they were going for.
Naran Jalamones. And I think I'm saying that right. Your names are all weird tonight, God damn it.
Yeah. Scab it.
Says, Bridge of Birds is a book about two Chinese guys trying to cure villager kids of poison. It's one of the best fantasy novels ever and right up your alley. Jack, it's funny, sad, dark, and heartwarming.
Bridge of Birds.
Bridge of Birds.
Oh, I love it. I need a new book to read right now. Bridge of Birds. Done. Put it in there. Thank you. I appreciate the suggestions. Whee! Oh, here's some more. Oh, shit.
Anonymous says, everything you guys say about Batman is why I enjoy a lot of Nightwing runs. He's Batman without the extreme psychosis.
That's what I've heard, that Nightwing is the Spider-Man. You know,
that's kind of Batman Beyond too, though. It's the Spider-Man Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you would like Batman Beyond.
I
haven't seen that much of it, but I know you would like it.
I saw a bit of Batman Beyond when it was on.
Okay.
And you know, yeah, I liked a bit of it.
And then they go on to say Dick Grayson's run as Batman was one of the best Batman runs.
Oh, all right.
See, but I don't hate Batman. He's my second favorite superhero. I like his iconic status.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not a realistic human being, but he's a fun character. Yeah, no, I like him. I like him.
You know what? Here's what I'll give you about Batman. He is a very fun character in small doses.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more you look at Batman, the more flaws he has as a character because of his inhumanity.
Okay.
That's offense. So, you know, I will like half agree with you is what I'll say here.
I'm saying he's interesting because of that. Yeah, he's not a relatable character. He's not supposed to be.
Right, which is why like I'm okay with it in small doses, but like I don't know if I could just read a Batman book.
It's not about how will Batman prevail? It's what kind of insane badass thing is he obviously going to do?
Come on.
I am James Id says
James Id.
The rumor is that Ghostbusters had a $100 million advertising budget. Okay. It doesn't feel like they spent that much because I can't think of hardly any damn ads.
Yeah, but you don't watch TV. And TV
Why
ads
would-
are fucking expensive.
Why would you even bother? Why would you even bother
Because
anymore?
that's what they do, Rich.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody watches TV.
Oh, right. I'm not supposed to do that.
I'm not a millennial and I don't watch TV.
Millennials watch even less TV.
Everyone watches fucking YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And the trailer got like 35 million free hits that Sony made advertising money off of that YouTube video. It seems moronic to spend $100 million on TV advertisements. Moronic.
Yes.
Especially if your core audience doesn't really watch that much TV.
Can I?
If you're doing like On Golden Pond remake.
Golden, the movie about the elderly people falling in love?
Uh-huh.
Where'd you get that? Where's that reference from?
What I'm saying is, where is this $100 million going?
Billboards, TV ads.
So why would you bother with all that ineffective shit? Cost ineffective. Idiotic. The Ghostbusters name and YouTube video was really all the advertising money they needed. All they needed.
I feel like I can get this. But apparently I can't. I just don't. I'm not getting a firm grasp on how this works, Rich.
I mean, with all the fucking controversy, what they had the advertising they needed, which was all the fucking like the Twitter hashtags.
Right.
That's what you need for advertising, and they had it. You don't need to spend $100 million, and if they did, then they're just fucking idiots.
Well, I think everyone agrees that they're bad business people. I think everyone agrees on that, Rich.
All right, where was I at? Aimless Corsair says, sorry to keep going on about it, but I guess I like discussing atrocities. Jack?
Yeah.
You should check out the film Oh, What a Lovely War. It's a musical black comedy about the horrors of World War I.
Oh, okay. I guess I like atrocities.
Tired and Sad says,
Tired and Sad.
We're living in the Police Academy equation. Independence Day 2, Batman vs. Superman, Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles struggled to make a solid profit to justify the franchise's escalating costs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but there are other big budget films that work. Like it's been a shitty year, I would say. Like nobody. Problem with with Ninja Turtles wasn't that it was a expensive blockbuster to make. It's the problem is nobody gave a shit.
And you know what?
It wasn't exactly a beloved movie, the first one.
I bet that movie made money. Michael Bay's really good at making money.
Sure.
I bet that movie made its money back. He did not spend shit on that. How much does Megan Fox cost nowadays? Nothing.
Independence Day 2, probably about 18 years too late.
Oh God, that one I'm sure was a tank.
And that was the biggest problem there.
Yeah.
Batman vs. Superman, financially successful.
Yeah.
It justified its cost, I'm sure.
Possibly. Ooh, here we go. This one. Whoa! Hey, you fuck.
Then again, what do they spend on Batman vs. Superman?
Oh,
That one they spent like $1 billion on. That maybe not so much.
They spent so much fucking
But
money on that.
that's their that's spending an idiotic amount of money.
Yeah.
That's spending too damn much. You can still make a blockbuster, I think, without spending $500 million.
Well, but I still think that they're learning that. Like, Hollywood is still going off of an old system of, like, you need these people in this movie to make money. And, there's a much simpler system, which is just make a good movie and then everyone will want to see it. But they don't care about that.
Yeah.
They're wheelers and dealers, Rich.
I will say, yeah, they are spending too much.
Yeah. Bada-bing.
Counting on that China money.
Yeah, well, now they are. Fuck yeah. Well, that was the whole reason that the second Avengers movie, they shot a bunch of shit in China.
Mm-hmm.
Or in Korea. Because if you shoot there, they give you like preferential treatment as far as your movie getting shown there. So they like went out of their way to like have a character based out of there.
I'm not fixated on money today, Chad. It's just the conversation we're having is about how effective is the current Hollywood system.
And Rich and I like
will
movies.
It change?
We like
how will
talking
it
about
change?
movies.
And somebody said they think that Hollywood's current system is about to collapse, and
I think it is.
I'm just not convinced. I don't think they're losing enough money.
Well, and you know what? Collapse doesn't mean it's going to be gone forever. What it means is we're going to see only blockbusters in theaters, and everything else is going to come to a small screen, which is something, by the way, that I would like. I want first run movies to be on Netflix and be video on demand, because that's where I watch movies now. I rarely get out to the theaters because I'm a busy guy and I got kids. Whee!
The Blue Blaze says, one question I've had since review started was, will the first review with you and Jack be of a video game movie, like the Super Mario Brothers movie? Almost certainly not.
Almost certainly.
I don't give a shit about any video game movies. I don't even give a shit when they adapt it. Like, if I hear they're adapting a video game I like into a movie, I don't give a shit. I'd probably rather just play the video game. There's absolutely no video game movie that I care about.
Yeah, and I'll double down on that. I'll double down on that, Rich. No, it'll just be a movie that Rich and I happen to have something to say about.
Yeah. Like The Road Warrior. I was thinking about The Road Warrior. I think I said it in the review. I was comparing it to Fury Road. Mm-hmm. You know, how does Road Warrior look in hindsight? I was just thinking about Road Warrior, and I know Jay likes The Road Warrior, and I thought, that'd be a good review. It'd be good for me to talk about that with Jay, because I know he likes The Road Warrior.
Oh.
And that's how that came about.
Yep, it's just that easy sometimes.
So if there's a movie I'm thinking about that I know Jack likes, and has things to say about, then I would suggest it. But it's not going to be a video game movie, because, we're the video game guys.
Because we're the video games guys, we probably would hate video game movies more. Whee!
My other account is a Porsche, says. Hi, guys. RLM should do a best of the worst of the best. A best of the worst of high-budget flops. Has Rich tried a the Belkin N520 TE or Razer Nostromo instead of his numpad? The Flash was filmed at my high school, SFU. Well, that's a number of different questions. I'm not familiar with the
Also, what?
Is that the pad you're thinking about, the one that has like the thing you put your palm on and there's like 2 rows of keys?
Yeah.
And then a D-pad on the side?
You can like move your palm and stuff.
I haven't tried one of those. I do have some kind of thing. I think they call it the Wolf or something like that. It's just like a round a giant round keypad with like WASD in the middle.
Uh-huh.
But my number pad works just fine.
The Wolf.
And it's smaller and more portable. It's got some kind of goofy.
It's
got like a fancier name that it really needs.
Because it's extreme.
Because it's extreme. Yes.
Because it's so extreme.
As far as high-profile flops on best of the worst, maybe.
We talked about. I want to say one of the suggestions we gave like early on was like the early attempt at comic book movies like Shadow, Phantom, and like something like Steel. Mm-hmm. And we just kept on finding better movies to watch.
Here's what works. Here's how it goes. Here's how it goes down with best of the worst.
Oh, you're about to give some insider information here, Rich.
Every single time, we come up with like a list ahead of time of like things that would be good pairings.
Yeah.
Well, someday we could watch Super Mario Brothers, Master of the Universe, and this together. And that'd be. We never end up doing it.
Never ever.
It always ends up like the day before or the day of. We're looking at the shelf and we just pick out movies then.
Yep. Always.
Always.
Every single fucking time. We have made in the past. We all sat down and spent an afternoon just making lists of 3 movies that would go together. That we have.
Never used it.
I want to say we made like 10 episodes worth of we have 10 episodes that we can shoot with these movies. Never used it.
Not a single one of them.
Not a single one of them. And I don't know why. It's just that's just how it works. Apparently. Just how it works.
The Riddle of Steel says, Rich, you usually have a stoic and thorny exterior. Why do these hypnosis jokes seem to get to you when nothing else does? Thank you for reading the tip. I know Purple Man uses pheromones. Here's the thing.
What?
That's how he does his mind control.
I just think it's just fucking weird.
Nobody wants to be associated with rape.
That's true. That's really true. Even rapists don't want to be associated with rape.
Yes.
They try to hide that fact.
So your joke is, haha, Rich would like the rape hypnosis thing?
Right.
Yeah, thanks a lot, asshole.
Yeah.
What? Anything?
Oh no.
Okay.
Do we finish talking about Justice League?
If there's something else you want to say about Justice
care?
League, you just fucking say it.
Do we fucking care? No, I had nothing else. Like I'm just, I enjoy comic books. I love art and stories, and when they come together, it's just butter, right? And as I have said many times, we are coming to a point in the comic book movies where fans of comic books are going to too big. Wow. Are going to start to fall off, because this is what's happening in movies is why people stopped reading comics. You have multiple continuities. Now we have a couple flashes, right? Mm-hmm. We got TV Flash. We got movie Flash. You have stories that are getting a little too bloated for their own good. You have directors taking over characters and trying to do different things with them. The movies are running into the same problems that comic books themselves have run into. So I believe we are coming to like the natural conclusion of the comic book movie era.
Well, Marvel still has a strong editor-in-chief in charge.
That's a good way to put it, Rich. Yeah, as long as Marvel has Feige.
When he's gone, maybe it starts to fall apart.
I've heard some fantastic things about Ragnarok. Did you see that?
No.
They unveiled at Comic-Con the Hulk Viking battle armor.
Okay.
So your World War Hulk is coming closer and closer, Rich. I don't know if you know that. Hulk is getting his Viking battle armor.
Mike is probably more enthusiastic about that idea than me. Not that I hate the idea of it.
Oh, right.
I've never actually even read World War Hulk. I'm just familiar with it.
Oh, okay.
But I described it to Mike, and he was like, "That sounds fucking awesome." So.
Yeah, you know what? I think we gotta start getting a little weirder with our comic book movies. We're getting there. I still have yet to rewatch. I don't think it's come out on DVD yet. Winter Soldier Part 2 / The Avengers Civil War. I keep thinking back to that and like keep being mildly disappointed. How do I get to there? I gotta get on.
Jorkland says.
Jorkland.
I gotta wait for this message to pop up to go away. Okay. Oh god, I gotta scroll down. I'll read it in a second. Damn it. Rich and Jack, do you think that 50 or 60 years down the road, people will look fondly on the superhero movie era just today, like the old noir movies of the 30s or 40s? Time will tell.
I think it's possible.
I cannot predict the future. At this rate, they're still going to be fucking making them.
Right. you know, it always goes in waves. Always and forever, it will go in waves. They come out and they're big, and then we're gonna go through a wave where everyone hates them.
This has been a wave since Spider-Man
Oh.
in 2001.
It's been a wave.
It's been a
since-
15-year-long wave,
Yeah.
Jack.
Oh well, that's what happens sometimes.
That's more than a wave.
That's what happens sometimes. No, but now we're already getting into the anti-wave, right? We're already getting into the wave of people
Are we?
being sick with it.
I'm getting there, but
I think we're at the start of that. Yeah.
they're still making money.
Huh?
How much money did Civil War make? You can't say that when Civil War is still like the biggest blockbuster of the year. You can't say that until they stop making the money.
Right.
Even though you might be sick of it.
Well, but this is how it works. I'm not sick of it yet. I love superhero.
Well, there you
movies.
go. Then it's the wave is still strong.
No, but the sentiment. Can I not get up there? Is that how that's working? I guess not. I guess I just can't get up there. The sentiment has already started, I think, of people being sick of it. Where's the last thinger? Over here? I believe the sentiment is starting. I really enjoy superhero shit. I dig it. I'm a fan of fantasy empowerment. Oh, the music just kicked up, Rich.
Anonymous says, "Hi guys.
Hi.
There's a girl at work that I'm starting to like,
Good.
but my last relationship ended really badly,
Oh.
and I'm nervous to open up to someone new. Any advice on how to move on from a really bad breakup?"
Just time.
I gotta be honest, I've never had one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
It's just time. Also, be really careful about dating someone you work with, man. Like, you got to think about that, because if you break up with that person, you still got to see him.
Here's an odd Rich Evans fact.
Okay.
Karen
Yeah?
is the first real relationship I've ever been in.
Really?
Yeah.
That is an odd Rich Evans fact.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. That's for some people. That's all they need.
I mean, I had crushes on other girls like that, but not like a relationship, not like dating.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. There you go. I've had a few. Obviously not many, because, I dated Lisa in high school. But I've had a few. Lisa and I dated off and on, and so I had a few before and after. And you got to be really careful about dating someone you work with, man. If that relationship even goes a little bit south, you got to see that person. And then that person knows that, you're into weird butt stuff or whatever, like that's going to go all around the office or wherever you work.
Darwin saved. You can say Rich didn't live life. I would prefer to say that I knew what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's some people. That's all I need.
I didn't want to sleep around. I had a couple opportunities.
Oh.
Didn't take them.
Rich, you man whore. Whoa.
Where are we at? Where are we at? Jerkland says, Jack,
Yes, I'm Jack.
a World War I suggestion for you.
Okay.
Read up about the Battle of, let me make sure I get this right, Jutland.
Jetland.
It is the biggest battleship battle ever, even World War II.
Cool. That's what I'm saying. I think there's untapped potential in World War I. I constantly forget about that, and I love it.
Tired and Sad says,
Not gonna make it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Tired and Sad says, good superhero movies will be known like the good westerns. The Dollars Trilogy, High Noon, and The Searchers stand out on their own, as well as being known for an era of Hollywood's obsession with the genre.
Oh, there you go. That's a good comparison. Hollywood was obsessed with westerns for a while.
What individual are there any individual Marvel Cinematic Universe movies that stand out like that?
Iron Man 3.
Because they all feel a little bit the same. We like Iron Man 3, but will it
Fucking
be
love Iron Man
remembered culturally as fondly.
Probably not.
There you go.
Probably not.
So not Iron Man 3 as much as I do like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're probably right, Rich. They blend together, and they probably they do by design blend together because they're all part of the same universe. I'm just trying to think of like the example of the one that's going to stand out, and I don't know if there's
a lot of people saying Guardians. Am I the only one who really absolutely hates Guardians ending? To the point where it drags the movie down some letter grades for me.
No, I'm totally with you. You and I came out of Guardians incredibly similar.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, where Rich and I were very like, yeah, it's fine.
The last act for me personally takes it from being a B+ to like a C.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And see, I don't have a problem with the last act. I thought the spaceship battle stuff was pretty neat. But then as soon as we get to the power of friendship, that's when it
Our hero's plan is just to crash into the ship and shoot things, and it's too dumb.
But that's in character.
It doesn't work. It needed to be something a little bit clever.
No, that's
They're a band of outlaws. They need to do the clever outlaw-ish, roguish thing.
No, that was super in character for
you
them.
You need the clever twist to their plan, and then it doesn't work out. But if they have that clever twist that doesn't work out, I even buy the power of friendship after that. But to not have the clever plan, and then to also do the power of friendship, it's like a double negative. Which I guess would make it a positive. So it's just
two negatives.
It's just two negatives.
it's negative two.
It's negative.
All right, you know what? I guess I can see that. Like, if they had the dumb plan and then kind of made it up as they went along, and making it up as it goes along is what saved the day, that would be more in theme with their characters.
Yes.
But instead of that, it was the power of friendship. I'm with you. I guess I'm with you. Whoa. I am not doing something right here. That is all I know.
Okay, where am I?
Where you at, Rich?
The Zayas. Rich, to go back to Stranger Things, I agree with the pacing issues, but I would also say the nerd references and jokes were ham-fisted and mostly awkward. They were mostly unnecessary. Other than the kids like D&D, I don't recall any awkwardly ham-fisted references. You saw some classic movie posters in the background, but it wasn't really out of character for those characters to have those posters. And it's such a subtle reference in the background to films that obviously inspired Stranger Things. I didn't find it distracting at all.
I'm doing something wrong.
And nerdy characters who like Dungeons and Dragons, they're allowed to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and Star Wars. That's their character. Every now and then, somebody did say something that I don't think people said back then, like just a word that I don't recall being in use. I don't remember what it was now. It was one or two examples where I'm like,
someone called someone
I grew up in the 80s, and I don't remember anybody ever using that particular phrase yet. Other than that.
Oh, sure.
Like, I don't remember if it was douchebag, but there was some kind of, nobody called anybody that back then. That wasn't a thing yet.
Douchebag wasn't a thing yet?
Yeah. I don't remember if it was douchebag, but
sure,
it was something along those lines.
Something very specific.
They didn't say that in 1983. I grew up then. I know this.
Because I would have been calling people that. Yeah. That's really funny.
Stuckia says, I was a bit late to the stream, so not sure if you've talked about the Star Trek Discovery reveal from Comic-Con. Just wondered what Rich made of the new ship. It seems a bit contentious. I think it's extremely ugly.
Oh yeah, Rich showed me
It's
that.
very clearly based on the Ralph McQuarrie. How do you pronounce his fucking name?
I would say McQuarrie. Is what
McQuarrie?
it looked like.
The man famous for doing the 1977 Star Wars conceptual artwork did a design for the new Enterprise when they were making Star Trek the Motion Picture, and it looked like a cross between the Enterprise and a Star Destroyer, and that's what the ship in the new Star Trek show looks like, and it's very ugly. I'm not gonna lie, it's very ugly.
Very ugly.
Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. It's not gonna make it a good or bad show if the ship's a little bit ugly.
And, well, here's the thing.
A lot ugly.
It's a lot ugly, and what makes it more ugly is the terribly shitty CGI. I can't.
It's a straight to CBS streaming web show. It's acceptable. Totally acceptable. You're not gonna. How often do you actually see space shots in a Star Trek show? What percentage of the time is the spaceship on screen?
Very little.
Very little.
But that's
unimportant.
But that's your first shot. That's
I
your
know.
big iconic opening is the ship. And it's like, is it that fucking hard to make a model?
If they have good characters and good stories, I don't give a shit. And it's not even the quality of the CGI. For the project they're making, it's very much acceptable. It is ugly design, though.
And it's
Horribly ugly.
It's a horribly ugly design. I'll agree with that. For me, on top of the ugly design, yeah, which has it's like this disc with triangles on the back. Yeah, it's just like someone had a shape editor and we'll just put some shapes on it. It's a horribly ugly design, and also on top of that, I think the CG is really, really cheap. For Rich, that's not a big deal. I think we can do better. I'm not saying it needs to be, a hand model like they did with the classic ones, but that wouldn't hurt. Certainly wouldn't hurt.
It's not a deal breaker. Ugly design, but the quality of the CGI, it's fine. It's fine.
I agree. It's not
perfectly
a deal breaker.
Acceptable. Perfectly acceptable.
Not a deal breaker, but what it is to me is an indicator of the cheapness of the show. And then you got to talk about
science fiction is expensive shit.
It is, but then you're not going to have a lot of time for retakes with your actors.
Come back to me once we see the designs for the interiors.
Sure.
Because that's what you're going to spend 99% of your time looking at. The interiors of the various ships. Are they going to spend money to have a lot of different sets for the places they visit?
Ooh,
or are they going to... Is almost every episode going to be on the Discovery? So I'm more curious if they're going to spring to build a whole bunch of different sets for different worlds they're on. And
sure, or if they're going to green screen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That matters a lot more to me.
All right, I can be with you. I can be with you on that.
I love Farscape, but when they go to different locations, a lot of times they just happen to find another ship that's exactly like the ship they always use. It's an abandoned Leviathan. Let's go and explore this other ship that's exactly like our ship on the interiors. So we can technically visit another location, but we're still using the same sets.
Ah.
And they did a thing too. Whenever they did build a new set for Farscape, it was a multi-part fucking episode. They would get 4 or 5 episodes out of that shit. They're gonna build a new fucking set.
Yeah. Gotta make that money last, man.
Spastic123 says, with Trainspotting 2 being filmed, I wanted to know your opinion on the first one. I'd also like to recommend another Irvin Welsh adaptation, Filth, a movie with an excellent descending character arc. I've actually never seen Trainspotting, so I'm sorry I can't help you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, that Trainspotting, that was a big deal in the indie film community back in the day. It has that beautiful, wonderful, disturbing scene, the one with the baby, the one that everyone knows.
I don't,
except for Rich apparently.
Yeah.
Get on it, man. That's fine. No, I think it's fine. I actually have not seen it since I was a teenager. So I can't tell. It's probably good. I remember watching it as a teenager and fucking loving it, but who knows if that was just like me being like, oh, they're showing heroin addicts in a movie. That's so edgy, right? Whoa, fuck, wall.
Like CGI isn't bad just for being CGI, and you're right. The good CGI you just don't notice,
Right?
And it does exist, but there are advantages to practical that you don't get with CG. It is nice if your actors all have something to react to.
Yes. Oh no, and
The example, as pointed out in the Mr. Plinkett Attack of the Clones review, it was Obi-Wan just standing there while I don't know, Robo-Man, what was his name? Gravis? Was swinging like lightsabers an inch from his fucking face. Ewan McGregor doesn't know what the fuck he's supposed to be looking at.
Right.
Practical effects can help, like, there.
Yeah. Oh no, and I just wonder at this point, like, I guess it depends a lot on what they're going to do with the ship. But is it really more cost effective to CG a ship, or like, how much is it to build a fucking model?
I don't know.
Get up. Why are you not up? Why are you down?
Well, might also make it easier to have other ships in the show.
Right.
You could probably damage a CGI model with battle damage without having to worry about repairing it. I'm sure there are advantages, practical advantages.
Well, and like space combat might be a big part of the show. So, maybe they're going to do some awesome space combat stuff. We don't know. We don't know nothing about it.
I hope not.
I don't know.
I hope combat is sparing.
Yeah.
Not never, but I hope it's not just a dumb action show. Are you done? I've heard it was a short game, and apparently it was. I don't think it cost that much, for what it's worth.
I just feel like incredibly unsatisfied. Like,
I think it's a game just like made for speedrunning.
Oh, sure.
Is what I think.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's you bought it, not me. Yeah, I guess me a prereq bought it. Like
I can't even play it because apparently it makes me fucking nauseous.
a lot of bugs. By the way, I fell through a wall a lot of times.
Yeah.
But like it was fine. It's a stream, and it's just like I just can't believe I'm not mad that it's over, but I just can't believe that it's over.
Shit happens, Jack.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
No, that's fine. Then we'll just watch the credits for a little bit.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to pause. Then I'm gonna go to the damn bathroom.
No,
right.
Go ahead, do it. I should probably stand up. We've been streaming for a couple hours, sure. Star Trek. Yeah. Rich showed me that ship. Man, it's ugly. Triangles with a circle.